Hello everybody, welcome to the ITK Soccer Show. It's 25th of October. You see, we told you we'd be back next week. Actually back within 5 days, pretty impressive. Dan doesn't think that I gave him enough forewarning that we were starting the show there, so...
No.
Been sitting here for 40 minutes.
John, did I tell you?
Told him, he didn't tell me.
I thought I'd answer to the room.
He whispered
it's a
it
small
to his
room.
ear.
Like.
Small enough room. What was your question anyway, Dan, that was inevitably talked over the intro there?
Who's number 53?
Yeah, he was number 53.
That's, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Is it Kent?
Stuart.
It's not Stuart.
It would be though, wouldn't it?
It's not.
Well then it's, the forward.
He's there, he is on the left.
What's his name? Ajayla or something.
Ajira. Who's he?
He's a man with a plan.
It's a footballer, I think.
Anyway, if you couldn't tell, we're watching the Coca-Cola Cup, Liverpool versus Spurs. We'll update you
Who
on
does sponsor it this year?
it's just
Worthington.
called... Is it Worthington?
No, it's not.
Littlewoods. Milk Cup.
Some great names.
Talk there, Dan, sorry?
It's just the English League Cup now, is it?
Yeah, I think it's just the English League.
Yeah,
English
see, you weren't
football.
ready for me at all, see?
I am.
You didn't adjusted my mic.
Yeah, well, you adjusted your voice. Anyway, so, we're... here we are, watching this. We'll start off by talking about the UEFA Cup. Europa League, if you will. When we were watching... or when we were doing the show last week, Dundalk and Dundalk were 0-0 against Zenit, and then they scored, but they couldn't hold on to the lead, and ended up being 2-1, right?
That's it. They were unlucky. They hit the post.
Yeah.
Could have been 2-0.
But United got a 4-0 lead, and Pogba getting 2 goals, showing that he'll be at his best, and they're back to their best. So,
Yeah, you just really never know, do you? And so any other like specific notes on that match there, Dan? There.
Dundalk game.
Yeah.
Oh
dear.
Well, they were actually played really well, but you know they're still not out of it. They're still in a good position, but for what they're doing, it's like it's probably the best footballing sports achievement ever.
a
From an
defeat.
Irish team. No, for what they're doing in general in that group, it's not.
Well, obviously it
possible.
is, because they've won.
No, but like the team they have is like literally on like how to put it, like I don't know what the average wage, the full wage bill is for them compared to Zenit. It's crazy like what they're doing, even with FC20 and or not FC20. Who's the other team? NEC or something on the Maccabi Tel Aviv. Like they're so much bigger budgets. Like, but it's not even. It's massively bigger.
Was it Roberto Carlos? Did he play for Zenit? And
No, that was Angie.
Oh yeah, and
Zenit had Hulk.
Yeah.
Witzel played the other night.
Yeah, because I remember Roberto Carlos told a story that every time they sign for those Russian clubs, they just fly in every day for training and stuff, and then just fly out to wherever, just not to stay in the racist hellhole that they're in.
Yeah.
So where were they situated when they were playing for the Russian teams?
I don't know.
All right. We also had the death of a former Brazil captain.
Carlos Alberto.
Yep. So he was a good lad. He won the 1970 World Cup with them.
And he scored a good goal in that. It was Maicon did the same thing. Remember Maicon's goal against North Korea?
Ah, yes.
It was very similar to that.
Okay.
Korea won that game, right?
Yeah, 1-0. And they won the World Cup.
Why does that not get brought up more? The
Is
nonsense
that
of
video
Korea.
real?
Yeah,
like,
so
was it
People
real?
don't know if it was real or just some
Like, it was
hilarious.
the greatest
YouTube
video ever made if it was.
No,
Like.
the greatest video ever made will be mentioned later on in the show.
Okay, so Dundalk also wrapped up the domestic league by beating Bows 2-1. That was 3 in a row for them. And how many weeks are left actually in the Irish league?
There's two fixtures left for Dundalk. And then they've got a cup final as well and 3 more Europa League games.
Isn't the cup final like 3 days after they go to Russia?
No.
Is it not?
I thought it was in pretty close proximity, no?
Have they got another game in next week, have they?
Yeah.
Is there Champions League next week?
Next
That's
week?
when it's going to be on.
Yeah, next week there is.
Jesus, the poor lads.
Well, it's like they're playing Pats right now as well.
But
they have so many games.
is there much rotation going on? Do they have enough players for rotation, or are they just...
They bought a few in, and they're using a lot of kids, but they're probably playing absolute, like, literally kids tonight, I'd say. And they'll do the same on Friday when they have their last game.
Where did Rovers finish?
4th.
And who got relegated?
Longford. I nearly got my league prediction pretty right, except Derry I said wouldn't finish as high as it did. and I said Longford go down. I said Finn Harps will stay up.
And who did any promotions yet?
Limerick ran away with the Division 1. I mean, like they lost. I don't think they lost the game. They drew 4 matches.
And what about my spiritual home?
Athlone
Town.
Second bottom of Division
City,
1.
Athlone Town.
Second bottom of Division 1, I think.
Shame.
Yeah.
People have been listening since season 1. Will
Yeah.
get that joke there.
Yeah, we were going to go to an Athlone game.
We should have. They probably won't be around much longer.
They're literally hanging on by a thread. Yeah.
And what a difference it would have made with 3 extra ticket sales 3 years ago.
Well,
I'll
that
tell you,
would have been about 45 quid possibly. Like.
That's at least a 35% increase in their total income.
That's the keeper's wage.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
he's not really a keeper. He's a right back. They just put him in goal.
The Ballon d'Or 2016 shortlist was announced. The biggest omissions, I guess, are Ozil and Sanchez, which really doesn't help in their
Well, PK,
renegotiations, right? They're looking at this going, why are we not being recognised? Surely.
Did they not like who?
It's
I don't know.
ridiculous,
The
like.
papers were releasing like 5 players a day, or maybe that's how the Ballon d'Or people are doing. I couldn't really care less.
Well, the full list is out now.
Well, the full list is out now, but like the omission of Ozil and Sanchez, especially Ozil, is
But they didn't
Really
really
bad.
do anything last year. Did
well,
they?
Sanchez scores loads of goals. To be
Nah,
fair.
they-
Sanchez had a poor season last year.
He was injured for a hell of a lot of it, but when he was fit, he scored a lot of goals.
That's
He won
true.
the Copa America.
I don't think anything other any Premier League players better than Leicester City players
Ozil should
deserve
have
to
been
be
in
in
there,
there.
definitely.
I don't think so.
Absolutely.
I should get the list. Let me get the list in a moment and we'll go over it.
Go on.
He made the list.
Renato Sanchez, who was a pivotal part of Portugal's Euro 2016 win, won the Golden Boy Award. How long has this Golden Boy
It's been
Award
going
been
for
around?
years, and some of the names who are on it. Martial won it last year. I didn't even know that. Isco won it.
No, I knew
before.
that because it was like the only thing Sky got to use. They were like, United have played 40 million or whatever it was, going up to 70 for the Golden Boy. The English media were very upset that Rashford didn't win this.
Renato Sanchez won the Euros, and he got a big move to Bayern Munich. So
Speaking of
and he proved his actual age as well.
which helps. Speaking of Rashford, let's take a slight detour back to the Europa League. So Man United were really impressive with Rooney playing, mind you, and Pogba getting goals. Was it just a case that Fenerbahce are absolutely shite, or was there any difference tactically that would be something to reflect on, considering the woes of Man United at the moment?
I think Fenerbahce were shite, but I think
Okay.
United went into that a bit more attacking, while they set up to play Chelsea the same way they played against Liverpool, but Fellaini. But the countdown clock got to them.
Well, Van
Yeah.
Persie scored, which was and he didn't celebrate. We
Which is
celebrated
incredible.
against Arsenal when he scored for Man United, and he didn't celebrate
Well,
against
the
Man
Arsenal
United.
fans were booing him.
Yeah, I thought that there was some hard feelings between Van Persie and United. Clearly not.
Yeah, like you think there would have been something, but like that was pretty bad, to be fair.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
Like Arsenal gave him his break and gave him everything, but you know,
Okay, moving on. If I can turn my paper upside down. Barcelona edged Valencia 2-3.
it's a cracking match. Did you see what happened at the end?
Hmm.
Well,
Barcelona players were lucky to get out alive.
This is
were-
something
they-
happened to Neymar, right?
They threw a bottle down and I think it hit Neymar or Suarez, hit one of them.
They hit Neymar, and then Messi went over to them and started going
Messi
ballistic.
told them pretty much to fuck off. He actually told them, "You're all fucking cunts." or
They've
something
done
he
that
said.
before, though, didn't they? Didn't Neymar do it last year? And
Basically,
basically,
I don't
they have a
know.
bit of trouble with Valencia. Huh?
Well, the Valencia fans are very cross at the moment, the way their club is going. Like, since the Gary Neville appointment, when they got rid of, like, they never should have sacked, they've got rid of Unai Emery, they've got rid of Valverde, they've got rid of really top managers.
Paco,
Sure.
he was terrible.
Him, Gary Neville, they rid of them all, but, like, their way their club run is really poor. The players don't give a shit. They're improving probably at the moment, and, like, they haven't replaced players. They've sold, like, Alcacer, they've sold Mustafi, they've sold a few, gone out, and let's just say they're quite annoyed the way the club is on the last minute goal when they were 2-1 up against Barca. Doesn't help. So, but the La Liga, all the we'll get onto it later, but all the big leagues in Europe are so tight.
Yes, they are.
Like, you usually have now. I didn't look at the French league because it's not even a league.
Yeah.
But like the German league, for example, there's 3 points. I think there's 2 or 3 points. Bayern are really struggling on that. Madrid now, I think Seville go top of the league.
Yeah, sorry.
So there's Seville beat Atletico, Real Madrid just about beat Athletic Bilbao, Barca scraped past Valencia. Like, there's 4 or 5 teams there in a cluster about 2 points. Same with the Premier League. It's really good stuff.
It
around
is.
Europe,
It's
though.
very exciting.
And Juve aren't running away with Serie A.
Yes, because Milan beat them.
Did you see the goal in that match?
So that means Roma are catching
Roma and Napoli are,
Roma and Napoli,
and Milan are right behind them. And they're Donnarumma, the keeper, again. I actually saw someone say he's a really good keeper, that fella.
He's super big and super young.
He is Buffon.
Yeah. What were you saying, John?
The goal that won it, the cracker by Belito, I think his name is.
Balito.
Yeah. No, not Belito. I have it written.
You've just mixed up 3 players.
Yeah, it's one of the 3. Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo's...
Locatelli, that was it.
Average.
Close enough.
Close enough. Cristiano Ronaldo's goal drive continues. How long's he gone now?
A while. I don't think. Has he scored this season yet?
I'm sure he must have scored this season, no? Dan has a theory that he's still not fit.
Who?
Cristiano Ronaldo. Get with the programme.
Well, he's either not fit or he's actually nearly... You can nearly say he's actually nearly past it.
Jesus, Dunphy, really?
I'm not saying he's past. I just think maybe he isn't... Well, his goal record in the last 6 months has been, I mean, an alarming rate.
For his standard.
He's got 4 goals this season.
4 goals this current season?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Pretty low.
Did
well,
you know
Messi
that
scored 5.
Sadio Mane has
Messi scored 5 in 3 days.
more goals and assists combined in his first 8 games than Suarez or Torres did. 4 and 2. It's pretty impressive. Anyway, just a little fact for you.
What do you think of Ronaldo then? Do you think he's...
I don't know.
I really hope I'm wrong.
I find it hard to believe that he could just drop off that badly.
I just think he physically may have peaked. I don't know. Like, maybe he can just put
I
him
don't doubt that, but I also think Messi physically peaked a while back, but that doesn't mean that he still won't score a lot.
Also, Ronaldo's a couple of years older. He's 2 years older.
Yes.
So Ronaldo is 31, 32?
He must be 32.
Like, he's not young.
No.
So, and he's obviously, as we always said, learned this in the show before, the amount of mileage he's done as well. He's done quite a lot. I don't know. Like, I hope it could just be a continuation of an injury.
Yeah,
which I would probably say it is.
I would hazard a guess to say that must be the case.
I hope it's not, because we're going to see the end of a phenomenal goal scorer, and you'll probably never see it again.
Agreed. And finally, Sevilla and Atletico. Atletico went down to Seville. So how is the Spanish league at the top now?
It's just
very close as well.
4 or 5 teams right up there, and so you can't really say at the moment that the Spanish league is shit, and there's no competition.
Yes.
Seville have been really good. Atletico Madrid have been really good this year. Barca and Madrid have been struggling, actually. So
very interesting. Okay, moving on to Leeds are still losing, by the way. Moving on to
we had an offside goal there. Very sad.
Oh, it's very sad. Moving on. Claire, you all right? I brought it into the kitchen. Okay, just a little bit of housekeeping on the show here. We all live in houses.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Let's go on to
doing a spooky managers.
Oh Jesus! Next week. It wouldn't be acceptable next week.
What was Claire's Cup doing in the studio?
Yeah, the studio. Listen, this okay. I'll tell you what happened to me. Right, so I got pretty sick on Friday, but I committed to go to the Orchard with Claire, and I was like, I'm not going to let this fucking sickness beat me on a Friday night. I'm going to go up. I'm going to have a few drinks. Be grand, right? Of course, kept drinking when I came back here. Had my alarm set for 12:30, as I do every single Saturday that I've been drinking on the Friday night to watch La Premier League. Woke up at 12:30, was sicker than I had been the day before and hungover, so I said...
I wonder why.
I said, no, thank you. And then at 3:15, when I was going to get up...
Sorry.
At 3:15, when I was going to get up for the rest of the...
scored.
For the rest of the football...
What he was doing?
I looked at the result of the opening match, and I was delighted not to get up.
You missed a hell of a UFC fight.
Tell me about the elbows.
It was just a filthy game. I think Spurs are getting a bit frustrated that they've just no out ball. Like say in this fixture last year, Harry Kane scored a hat-trick. They're just really missing him. And Bournemouth are working so hard. Like Jordan Ibe was getting back and doing slide challenges. There was really nothing in this match. Like I flicked it on a few times and then I gave up towards the end. And even like news talk were saying this was destined to be 0-0. Like,
I'm glad Musa Sissoko's been retrospectively
for the old red on the Englishman.
Like Arthur went in late.
England's Rolls, Harry Arthur.
Wanyama, he went in late on him, but he
England's Arthur, Danny Rose.
Yeah, that's it. He did go in late on him, but I don't think it was malicious. Sissoko actually went to get Arthur later, so
Lamella hit the post. That's basically all that happened.
Archer played very well. Wiltshire played his first 90 minutes. He did actually pretty well too.
Yeah. He's always going to look good in that team.
Bournemouth will be absolutely fine. I never worried about them at all, but they're really playing, and they did that with a lot of injuries again. They had 3 injured players. Stanislas pulled out the morning, and someone else did as well. Sermon in midfield, but they put in Dan Gosling and did a very good job. Him, Wiltshire, and Archer. But they're really good again, Bournemouth, and I don't think that's a bad point for Spurs, to be honest. They kept another clean sheet. When you don't score or you don't create much, you keep a clean sheet and you get your point and go.
Shockingly, Arsenal dropped points after having a really good run.
On Sunday morning, like, I went to the gym and I saw up above the treadmills they were showing match of the day, and they were showing the Arsenal match, and I was like, I must have just caught it. It must have just started. Thinking, like, I knew the result, but I was like, it's still Arsenal. They're probably going to show them first because there wasn't a lot of big teams playing. So I get there, I start going ahead, and then they show the Arsenal match. Then they show the Spurs match, and then they show Bob Bradley's Swansea versus Watford, and I realise I've caught the final 3 matches that are all 0-0.
Yeah, it was a really bad week, wasn't it, for the matches today?
And I was hanging with my friend James, and we were looking at live score constantly, to check our fantasy, and everyone had Arsenal players captain or whatever, and it's just no goals in the first 45 minutes. I think Burnley were the only team to score in the first half of any match. I was like, oh my god, this is a rough day.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was
great
pretty.
Day of football so far.
So, what happened to Arsenal here?
Borough were very unlucky not to win,
which is incredible.
Well, the thing is with they again, I think the most important player in that team is Cazorla. They do not look the same team when he's not there.
Yeah, Sandy wasn't there. It was El Neni
and Coughlin.
Yeah.
They've played 2 games now this season as a pair.
It's just too defensive, isn't it?
Yeah,
there's no creativity.
You see, even they got your man Alberto Adoma. They got him. Or sorry, not Adoma. Adoma Traore. They got him off Barcelona. He went to Villa. Then he went to Middlesbrough. This year he didn't even got a game with Villa last year. And
hold on, you're talking about Traore, the really fast winger.
Yeah.
Oh, who? He's a Middlesbrough player now.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
He's played right wing, and he caused them.
He's so fast.
He outsprinted Bellerin.
Yeah, he might be the fastest player I've ever seen.
He outsprinted Bellerin, and
he
was causing chaos.
He had 1 or 2 games for Villa before they got relegated.
Was Arsenal's best player.
Jesus, but he had a couple of games before Arsenal got relegated, or Aston Villa got relegated.
He only played a little bit. Maybe he wasn't fit or something.
No, he wasn't. But I remember the first game I saw him. I was just like,
I was always
fastest man I've ever seen.
Last year once I was like, just Villa should just put him on, just see what happens. Like
he's a nightmare.
And Peter Cech was their best player. Koscielny made one amazing tackle in the last minute, which would have presented a clear goal. Arsenal just didn't really have it. They had an offside goal in the last minute, but Middlesbrough were well worth their point. And the way Karanka sets them up, they were always really solid at the back. Last year in the Championship, very, very tough to break down. But they just have nothing in behind at the moment. Now, you mentioned Traore is good, but he kind of plays a bit too deep. Maybe that they need, can you imagine a Jamie Vardy for them? Or if you had just someone quick who can run in behind, like an Origi or someone, or get Danny Ings on loan or something, or Shane Long on loan or something like that.
That's not your Master League, mate. You can't be getting Danny Ings on loan everywhere.
Why not?
Go on.
Well, he's not even been playing for Liverpool tonight.
I know.
Just a player like that with a bit of pace who can run it behind.
Yeah.
They could actually be very good, Middlesbrough. They could, because they're set up so well. But again, you'd need. You can't just keep clean sheets. You need to. That was a game they should have won, to be honest.
Okay. Bob Bradley. How did Bob do in his first game against Watford? Well, there was no goals.
There was no anything. This is the one match of the day showed last.
So this was officially the worst 0-0 of the 3-0 alls.
There was. Watford have been very impressive away from home getting points. I think I saw it was it's Arsenal, Liverpool, and Southampton have more points than them away from home or something.
Jesus.
Something mad like that. They're really great record away from home. And your man Mazzari, I thought they might go down, but because he's an absolute nut job and he's been sacked a few times, he's fallen out with people. But they've got 24 different nationalities in that squad, and Troy Deeney's the only person there who's been over 2 years.
That's absolutely incredible.
And they've had 6 managers since or something.
Do you think Watford, Middlesbrough and Bournemouth are all safe to stay?
I think Bournemouth definitely. I think Middlesbrough are probably the one in most.
I think
Big Middlesbrough.
I think Middlesbrough will go down because I think Big Sam will come back to Sunderland.
Well, that's the next thing. Because the Big Sam rumor.
We talked about it on Thursday.
It's not going away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
It'd be hilarious if he goes back there and everyone just forgets about it. The whole thing,
Hull went down at home to Stoke. I think I called this a few days ago. I said if Shaq plays, it'll be 2-0. Shaq played. Shaq is so small.
He's
like
got
when you
2-0.
watch
He's
Shaq,
so fat.
But
now.
his thighs are fucking huge.
Shaq looks like the best player of your like Sunday league team.
absolutely.
That just like could have made it pro, but instead just went out and started getting pissed all the time.
Who's shorter? Oh, can we do a little quiz? Right, I'm gonna get them up here.
Shorter.
All right, we're gonna play
What about the
who's-
team?
Who's shorter? What do you mean? What about the teams?
But have you seen
Sure,
what
you guys reviewed the match? And I'll get this.
have you
up,
seen
okay?
what Hull have done to change everything around? Obviously, the fans aren't singing, so what they've done is they've attached electrical boards directed at the fans to show the words of all their songs.
You're actually joking with me.
No, like so.
Yeah, that's they
so
were
it's
my spoofers of the week.
sort of karaoke like.
So it's
Just
kind
So
of
they
like
had like one for Abel Hernandez that he joined from Italy, and he's our striker, and yeah or something, and it's going around the billboards, the inside of the billboard.
well, we've
the
all
fans
been to
have-
football matches and wanted to sing along and not knowing the exact words, like so.
that's almost that is bad. Like
And
they're
that's
gonna
what
start,
Google's for.
they can start piping the sound in, like Goldberg's entrance back in the day. Just pipe that chant in. No bother. Claire, you all right there?
What are you doing in the studio?
I've definitely put it over there, and that would be on the couch. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We all live in houses. All right. So, who is shorter, Shaqiri or Valbuena?
I'd tell Valbuena. He looks like a fat little pub player.
A fat little pubbler.
Pub player.
Okay.
Is Joe Allen in this list?
No.
Valbuena's
no.
literally about 5'1" or 5'2".
I'll say Shaqiri, just
Valbuena
to be
is tiny.
argumentative.
Valbuena is the answer.
He's tiny.
Let's see if I can get feet and
When
inches
when
here.
Valbuena put on a few pounds, he actually did look like a pub player.
Okay. So, I wonder if we're like he
What height is
actually
he?
doesn't look real. He's 5'5" and a half, and Shaqiri is 5'6".
But Shaqiri, though, he's a proper player.
He still
Valbuena's
doesn't
a
look
bit
real.
of
Myself and Claire had a bit of the Stoke match on, and I was just like, that man doesn't look real, does he? And she was like, no. He doesn't, like, it's just shocking.
Phenomenal.
You were
goals.
sick and watching
Hull-
Stoke. Whoa.
Hull are
That was
going.
the
That
worst.
Rough weekend.
I told you Stoke could be okay, John.
Yeah, well, Stoke were okay. Okay, moving on.
Come on, they beat Hull, and they only beat Hull because of two absolute screamers. Well,
Yeah.
how does that
They
mean Stoke will
beat
be okay?
They got a draw against Man United.
It's Man United. They've beat Sunderland at Hull. I wouldn't get all cocky
7
going.
points from 9.
They'll be all right.
Of course they'll be
They
fine.
played the three worst teams form in the Premier League at the minute.
7 points from 9.
Shaqiri's. I told you all the time. Every single game they lost said Shaqiri's the answer. He starts this game, scores 2 goals.
And
Do
he
I get
won't
extra
play-
points in
he
the final predictions now?
No.
For what?
None of
about
us will
how
get points for that.
important- how
We all
important
predicted
Shaqiri
United
is.
to win the league. We might as well start new predictions
Wait,
now.
no, we didn't though. We didn't all.
We did.
2 of us did. No,
I did, unfortunately.
we all predicted United.
Yeah, can we do new ones
We all
now?
went Man United
No,
and
There's,
City.
there's 3
1-2.
teams now.
That's
at
not how
top.
predictions work, John. Okay, Burnley beat Everton. There was a shock.
Everton were really unlucky.
They-
Their keeper was terrible.
Their Stecklenburg was the hero last week against City with the 2 penalty saves, but I still don't think he's a great keeper, and
Yeah.
he cost them today, the other day. But
This Everton
the
dip in form, right?
No, but they're not actually playing badly. Everton, they've actually just been really unlucky. Bar the game against Bournemouth where they did not play well, they should have scored 4 or 5 there.
Do you know
to be honest.
that Burnley have trademarked the trademark Merseyside daggers
Really?
after
'Cause
the
they've beaten 2 teams,
Yeah, there you go.
Fair play.
No, that's a lie. Okay, moving on. Leicester City and Crystal Palace. Leicester look
Just
like
before we
Yes,
go
of
on.
course.
Balassi's goal for Burnley was hilarious because he took the ball off Lukaku, and I was like, "Oh, you better finish that."
Very true.
He could finish.
He's useless, but he's a good finish.
Yeah, that game was. I don't know how to put it. Leicester are doing. They played well. They could last year,
they played very like Leicester.
but they're actually unbeaten since Arsenal beat them last year at home.
They're
In
unbeaten
home
at
league.
Yeah.
Really good record at home. But they played a lot better, and Vardy was on the bench.
Which is incredible.
Musa and Salami up front.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Leicester were the only English team to play in Europe and get a result. This
Goals
weekend.
from Fuchs, Okazaki, and Musa. Imagine having Musa in your fantasy team.
I couldn't believe it when he scored. He got an assist as well.
Fuchs' goal was great.
Claire, while you're here, not that anybody who's listening would know, but are you doing your spooky managers? Because it would be
You've literally got about 10
You've got
minutes.
10
to think
minutes.
of it.
We're throwing this at you. You've got 10 minutes. No, it's all right.
You've
Give me
had
give me
2
5.
years to prepare for
Yeah.
this.
To be fair, you have. All right. Okay. Next up, Crystal Palace. Have they looked good once this season?
Yeah, absolutely. They've been pretty good, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that we're comparing last year's record to this year's
lost to
record.
West Ham and Leicester. But besides that, they've been pretty solid. Palace.
Speaking of West
get a
Ham,
result against Liverpool.
Hugo's a really good signing for them because they've got a good centre forward at that level.
Yeah,
who they
you'd
can
be-
knock the ball into
you'd
the
be a fool
box.
to let him go.
No, they're not.
No, you'd be a fool to let him go.
Well, Palace would be, yeah.
Any team, Dan. Could you imagine him? Interlinking with Liverpool's three lads now?
Yeah, I
The
couldn't.
pace. Okay,
The pace. What are you talking about?
so West Ham had a victory that they badly needed. Reed with the L goal against Sunderland, and
Poor David Moyes.
yeah, what's more likely, Allardyce just outright getting the job, or Moyes getting sacked and someone in the middle, someone in between the two?
No, Sam. Big
No,
Sam.
Sam. See, just get back to Sam.
I think what's a big
Sam's
deal-
gonna
big
Sam's
deal
gonna
at
push
the-
him out, or he's gonna get.
It was a big deal at the time. I think people don't really care, and I think a lot of people actually might think that the FA sort of pulled the trigger a bit too early. So I think if he went back to Sunderland, it'd be like, yeah, people are already thinking, bring Sam back once Southgate or whoever takes
If
over
you were a
Southgate."
Sunderland fan,
I-
you'd have no problem with this.
No, absolutely not.
Sorry
Like
about that, I
you're
know.
on second. You've got 2 points this season. You're conceding terrible goals. They've blown so many games in the last minute as well. So
Yeah, they have.
like I could see Allardyce come in. As soon
Sorry,
as,
hold on.
soon
I
as-
didn't know that John was wearing a yellow T-shirt. We need to take a picture of this. This color coordination here with the mics and the T-shirts.
That's why I picked this one up.
I've got black on underneath this. Hold on. This is amazing.
Just so we know which mic is there.
Can we? We're just going to take a picture of this, and I had a really good
This is
picture
what you have
for
to
the
wear like
thumbnail.
uniform every week now, is it?
Yeah, just like that. Liverpool hosted West Brom. Klopp said before the game that playing Man United was the
Can I just
perfect
one thing about that
opponent.
Sunderland game? Jermaine Defoe said during the week that Sunderland have gone backwards under Moyes
publicly.
publicly, and
That a
they
boy.
put it on the Sunderland website.
Oh, did we
So
talk?
I really don't know what is going on in that club. Like they're
the Victor Anijepi's tweet. Did you see that?
No,
need to be. Oh
What's he
yeah.
say?
Like obviously, because all the footballers are on the old Twitter now.
they are.
So they were like, here,
Tweet machine.
they were like,
Using
here, the mood
2016.
is down.
Yeah.
So can you tweet something like tough result today? We go again, like hashtag Sunderland or whatever. And then what he tweeted was exactly, can you tweet something like tough result today?
He just copy and pasted the message and
Yeah.
thought that would suffice, even though the message was a direction.
Yeah.
Grand.
Yeah,
Clever
but
boy.
Sunderland are in
Clever
a
girl.
serious mess, to be honest. Like if they don't win another match in the next 2 or 3 weeks, like that, it's got to be the longest the team's gone without a win.
It's actually
In the Premier League
they have
history.
a great stat.
No.
Sunderland are the first.
No, without a win.
Without a win?
Derby had won by this stage.
You see Derby.
Villa won in the first game last season.
No, Derby hadn't won at this point. But
I think they might have.
No, there is a stat that Sunderland are the only team ever to go 2 seasons without getting a win till November, because they did it last year as well.
What's their next few fixtures, I wonder, for Sunderland? Like, where are they going to get a win from? Have they got Hull or anyone to play at home?
You'd hope. All right, moving on to the last
I
fixture on
wouldn't, I'd
Saturday. Yeah, so Klopp was saying that playing Man United earlier in the week was the perfect blueprint to try and break down a very hard to break down West Brom team away from home, and they did it very early with Mane, and then with Coutinho with really good skill.
Mane.
It was Mane. See, it's reversed, and here I was going by my memory, and it was fine. The Mane goal was great. It kind of looked like he moved so fast that it didn't look real. Like when the ball fell.
It was the sort of thing that I don't think Liverpool had last year, even though it had a lot of
a
sim
fast
players.
winger.
It was just a quick break, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Coutinho letting the ball go through his legs, Chan running, and then a great pass.
It was a
by
very good
Firmino.
goal, but Alan Neon was really poor. At the
I think the
fullback.
pass was almost perfect, but yeah, I guess he
the
could have
fullback
stayed
was
on.
caught. The fullback should have done
bit
better.
about, and then Coutinho with really great individual skill for the
Again,
second goal.
shocking.
He
defending.
tries for that. Yeah,
Dawson and Macaulay
dived in
flew
so
in.
early.
It's like, what are you doing? One of you, even my brother, who knows nothing about football, goes, "Why did the two of them dive in? Why didn't one dive and one stand up?" Yeah, sure. The man who knows nothing about football.
Communication.
Liverpool should have been out of sight.
Communication.
Ben Foster played actually
But
quite well in goal.
I'm surprised none of us texted each other and said, "When are West Brom going to score from a corner?"
Yeah.
Even though they only had like one or like in the end though, you were kind of hanging on a bit. Like I know you were still
I
creating
don't think we
chances,
were. They scored. They scored with a bit of luck.
There was a nervousness in that crowd.
There
the
was
last
a
10
nervousness.
minutes, to be fair. Now
Yeah,
I
there's always
thought
gonna be nervousness in that
though
situation.
actually.
Yeah, there is, Dan. When you're a
you
team
you tried
that
to go
are now...
you tried to go and kill the game.
Yeah.
But I thought it was
Run
one of
out
those
of
things
gas.
where you had to just go, and sometimes you just got to put up shop.
Well, we
And
did.
stop-
We sent
well,
Lucas
no,
on, for God's
there was
sake.
players still flying forward.
Yeah, but
Not
I
as
think that's
much.
just how we spread. Like I honestly, West Brom didn't create a single thing after their goal, and I wouldn't even say that their goal was creating something. They got a lucky flick. Like
They got lucky.
Klopp's
yeah.
going mad because people are giving out about set pieces. One, it's the only way we're scoring. But I wouldn't. Really,
I still think that we're slightly vulnerable at set pieces.
yeah, but
I
that one
You're
you
very
can't.
poor at set pieces.
I
You can't really-
think
it
it's
got a
somewhere in the middle
flick.
of what people are saying, what Klopp is saying. but
well, you don't have a good goalkeeper to help confidence.
well, we don't.
Yeah,
He's,
people
he's,
are just
he's still
scolding. He
improving.
hasn't done anything.
Let's be fair. He's still improving.
I don't think he's great from the high ball though. Again, like
Well, he's
But you see what West Brom were
close.
doing. West Brom had 5 players on him for corners.
yeah.
like.
Oh no, they were dead right.
Yeah.
Like
You know what I mean?
there's always going to be nervousness in that Anfield crowd when you go from sixth place
no.
to...
Look, to be honest,
You go
the
from
game
six-
should have been 4-0.
Hold on, let me
It should
say
have been
it.
4 or 5-0 at that stage.
Yeah,
but it was only 2-1.
But that's why.
And it's just a thing that I could see that you were still bombing your fullbacks forward and everything, and it was just like. Just calm down.
Yeah, but
you've
look-
got 10 minutes. Just keep the ball against these guys. Like, they're not good.
Wijnaldum almost got my goal of the season when he tried to place it in the bottom corner in the last few minutes.
yeah.
That was
Just would have been
incredible.
such a nice goal.
But look, listen, the due to the Arsenal result, Anfield knew that a 2-goal win was going to bring Liverpool top, and on the anniversary of Klopp managing his first game. So the fact that when we went 1 down from a set piece, everyone just thought it was inevitable that we weren't going to even get the 3
until the
points.
Chelsea game, which we'll get onto, you're the only team in the top half to win.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on to Sunday. Man City and Southampton. 5 games without a win for Man City now.
They'll go 6 as well. They're West Brom away next week.
John is predicting
Oh, well,
definitely
they've
6.
United on Wednesday, so they will win, though.
Well, that's
the
Wednesday.
thing about it, right, with Pep and all that, like I said, I texted you guys yesterday about this. I really don't know what you want him to do when there's such bad individual errors at the back and people missing penalties. I don't.
Well, they missed penalties in one match.
Well, look, who missed
and also
two
you
penalties
were
in a
just
match?
saying that Liverpool are playing with an unproven goalkeeper. City paid 50 million for an unproven centre back.
No, absolutely no. I don't agree with that.
And-
I know he bought him,
But Dan, you can start blaming the manager when the team goes 5 matches without a win, and they haven't had tough matches. Like Barcelona obviously is tough, but Southampton at home, and when you don't play, and this is what happens, the person who's gotten the most their points in the history of them doing well in the Premier League is Aguero, and if you don't play him, and you play a young lad who I know got the goal, but
he started Aguero.
he didn't start Aguero. Aguero started on the bench. Iheanacho played.
No, he didn't.
No, Iheanacho came on.
Aguero started.
Iheanacho came on before they
This is
equalised.
Barcelona. Aguero started. Iheanacho came on at half time for De Bruyne.
Yeah.
But no, I understand the Stones issue, but
Also,
I don't know
also
what
Company didn't, as I've been saying for a long time, Company does not look like the same man.
give him time. He's had 2 games now.
Give
one game.
give our keeper time.
I just think he's a lot of injuries. Like, you don't know what player's gonna.
Yeah, you don't know how he's going to react. But
I
like,
thought Stones
no,
and Otamendi started well this season. So yeah, I wouldn't really have
But
changed.
The whole City team started well this season. There's no doubt about that. But
Well, I just don't understand though how, the results are going, oh, Pep is lost or whatever. But he can't help it when a defender makes that basic error.
Yeah, but
and
that
they're
was
doing this every game. And it's not, like, regardless of what tactics you have, like, you're a professional footballer, you should be able to just control the ball and pass it.
Okay,
and
so
he wasn't
so
trying to
hold on, sorry,
overplay.
if it's not Pep, then you're just saying that he inherited a bad team, who can't take his direction. That's what you're saying.
Well, I think there's still a big mentality issue in that club, clearly.
I think
But I'm just saying, it's hard to blame a manager when there's such basic fundamental errors, when these are professional footballers making those mistakes.
Yeah.
That you can't go, I don't know, Pep can't go on and go, don't do that, or have an imaginary block behind them.
Dan,
stop it.
Dan,
This
Spurs,
is- yeah.
City were on a great run, and Spurs came.
Spurs, absolutely.
Spurs showed a tactic
Yeah.
and beat them, and now every other Premier League team that's played them has played the exact same tactic.
Yeah, they've had a
and
go at
Pep,
them, yeah.
the manager, has not been able to figure out how to beat these teams. The fact is, Everton didn't play that well. They just sat back, and obviously City missed 2 penalties. But against Southampton, City are a better team than Southampton. You can say.
Southampton, they've only conceded, that's the first goal from open play they've conceded since mid-September.
Southampton have been ripping it up recently.
Yeah,
And they've been
they
pretty
haven't-
good. And I saw
Southampton
amazing
haven't
stat
had
that
a tough
Southampton are actually in 2016 the 4th best team on form.
They're the same as Arsenal. Who's the best? Us?
But City have the players. City have the players to
I
beat
think
them.
it's
United beat
Leicester
them just by
still.
having Ibrahimovic. You know what I mean? Like,
Look,
Southampton haven't had.
Pep is
I see
definitely
both of
not.
your
Pep
points,
Pep isn't doing the job.
I'm not saying sack him. I'm just saying.
No. You know, he should be doing. He should be working ways around it. But
he should be, and he's
but
not.
For what's happening though, missing 2 penalties in the game. If one of those goes in, Everton are beaten. If John Stones doesn't do that, I think City probably would have gone on and won that game.
But at the same time, Dan,
And
I've never heard you defend a manager the way you're defending Pep right now.
No,
when five people, and you're very nice to him in general. I think that there's a little bit of love for Pep getting in the way of your opinion.
No, there's not at all. If you play well, like City have not been playing that badly. They have not been playing that badly. Man United are playing terrible. They are playing terrible.
Sure.
Chelsea were playing terrible before they had 3 at the back. Those 2 games against yourselves and Arsenal, they were really, really bad.
I know, but City
City had
a 5-point gap over Liverpool at least, and I'm assuming they had the same, a bigger one on Chelsea and the same sort of thing on Arsenal. Arsenal didn't start the season well. Liverpool had got some poor defeats.
If your overall game you play well, and then some idiot makes a mistake, and just throws everything out the window, and it's a constant thing in the team. The only thing that he can do is drop that liability. And I don't think he will. Wrongly or rightly, if Company is fit, maybe put Company and just take Stones away from it for a few weeks and put him and Otamendi in and just go back to basics at the back. But for things like that, a manager can't do anything about those mistakes. And if you miss 2, not 1, but 2 in a match, it just adds the pressure onto it.
That match was a week ago, Dan.
I'm still
saying
saying though, these are the run of games he's had.
Yeah, but you
heard
can't.
the Spurs game where they were absolutely trounced, and they were badly beaten in that. Absolutely, Spurs were brilliant that day. They haven't been shocking in any match.
Can I say something? I've dropped that here for a while. Can I say something? Like
they haven't been great.
We've talked about City every few months. There's issues with City where we say when their heads are down. There's no real leaders there. They're mercenaries. There's no one to pick them back up. They don't believe in the manager. There's always an excuse, right? But it seems that the morale in City, when it gets low, it takes them a long time or a really big result to recover. Mm-hmm. And this is where my criticism of Pep comes in. When somebody with his reputation comes in and was able to do so well and change the shape of that team, transform the league's best number 10 into one of the most dynamic centre midfielders, play his own formation, have a goalkeeper more involved in build-up play than any other Premier League team ever has. All these things he brought in when they were looking like they were going to win the league outright. The fact that things aren't going well for them, and he, after even a great start, hasn't been able to get them back up. That's how I feel.
No, I
don't look at that City team and think that they look strong.
John said it right. That he hasn't found a way yet. He's looking for solutions. You know, like to be honest, I don't know what he's going to do because he does put an absolute spanner in it sometimes. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, I think like the match of the weekend
I just think it's all the blame is pretty much going to him and not the individual mistakes. And I think that's more of a glaring, massive issue than a coach and tactics or what he wants to implement. That's my view about it.
Okay,
like Liverpool could play absolutely amazing 10 games in a row, and then you just like every game there's a guy just falling over the back or a keeper letting in through his legs or a couple of penalties been missed and you just can't get it right in both penalty boxes. Like I don't know what a manager can do. It's like we played well again.
I don't know.
We're talking a lot about City, but Nathan Redmond was great in this match, and Austin was unlucky not to win it for Southampton.
Yeah, I'd say that Austin. I'll be proven wrong just because things won't be seen.
Well,
also the last time Guardiola
much better.
The last time Guardiola went on this record, he won the treble that season. So,
sorry,
Barcelona.
come again? The last time he didn't win 5 in a row, he went and won the treble.
Yeah.
Ah, very good. Okay, all right. On to
the fun.
On to faults that will solely be pointed at. Not solely be pointed at a manager, but certainly be pointed at a manager too.
I've been asked to describe this match as Chelsea killing United with kindness.
Kill him with kindness.
Kill him with kindness.
All right. So where to begin? I'll just run through quickly, and then you guys can have.
The thing about Chelsea, if there was ever an issue with Jose Mourinho last year, certainly evident in his performance because they went out and gave everything to beat Mourinho.
Can I disagree with you there for a second? I think Mourinho looked at his match on Monday and went, that's what he did the same tactic. He goes, I'll set up with the same people at the back, and then hope Eber gets us the thing to get us a point.
Yeah.
And then after 30 seconds, Mike Smalling.
Do you know? Oh, he missed!
Mike Smalling made a horrible
Oh
error.
God.
The
He missed.
the first of his hat-trick of errors.
Forward him, to be honest.
And then United had no idea what to do, and they were 1-0 down. And then Cahill got a goal as well. And I honestly think it wasn't until the second half when Chelsea just, I think Conte saw what could happen.
Well, when Conte thinks he's Messi walking through your defence,
that was
like
my first
Smalling
reaction.
and Pogba just looked at him.
So
like Pogba and Fellaini again were terrible.
But that's
Zlatan. Why is Zlatan not getting any criticism at this stage? He's not been good at all.
I honestly believe it's just a case where and do you know what? Obviously, his reputation precedes him, but I do still give him the benefit of the doubt, Dan. When you're getting the kind of service or lack thereof that he is, I can't really criticize him.
Like
he was never going to be the guy to drop in.
The amazing stat about Zlatan in the last 15 years, he's only finished second in the league twice.
Yeah,
he's won the league every other year.
His biggest defeat since the year 2000.
It's mad, but
in professional football.
Again, going back to that about Pep, Mourinho had a game plan, and no one can excuse what Mike Smalling, Daley Blind, and David De Gea were doing after 30 seconds of the match.
Well, I agree with that.
Like if I'm just saying, if that game had gone 20 minutes in 0-0, Mourinho probably would have been like, "Oh, this is great," and it could have been similar enough to the Liverpool game. We don't know, but again, if a coach has a game plan or tactics, and stupidity at the back ruins it, like that was 30 seconds into the game.
Yeah,
Can I tell you an alarming stat that I heard today?
Go on.
Mourinho has won 8 of his last 25
it's crazy
Premier League matches.
Yeah.
Okay, you've ruined my teaser.
Oh, is that your teaser?
Well, kind of. We'll see. It's similar.
And he's only won 4 of them this year.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. United started off well. Like I thought they were starting off well. I thought they were solid.
Sure.
I mean, the season obviously didn't start well against Chelsea.
The Man City game really knocked the stuffing out of them, didn't it?
Well, yeah, but
even
even struggling against Hull, didn't they need a last-minute Rashford goal? I don't think Ibra scored since that.
No.
City game.
No.
Did he score in Europa? Maybe.
Yeah, United were very bad. Kante took Herrera out of the game.
I thought Matic was.
He wasn't bad.
Again.
Yeah,
I think he's a super player.
Do you see what Jose?
He had Pogba.
Do you see what Jose Mourinho said to Conte after the match?
No.
Mourinho's out of order.
Yeah, because he said in Italian because the Sky Italia thing pictured.
Oh, sorry, to Conte. I thought you meant Kante.
No, to Conte.
Yeah, so he said that it was very disrespectful to celebrate a 4-0.
Yeah, to get the crowd going.
He said it was humiliating.
Yeah. So not when Mourinho, went at Anfield Road.
Oh, go on, Daniel!
Sorry. When Mourinho went to Anfield Road and the Liverpool slip match where he ran and did and ran all the way up and down.
No.
Or when he did it in Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Or when he did it at the new camp.
It's pot calling kettle for sure. But and then Conte was just like, and validly so, said for some reason we were 4-0 up and I could only hear United fans. So I wanted our fans to let our team know that we were happy with what they've done. Nothing.
It's frustrating for another manager.
The good thing about the return, as Sky are calling it, because every Super Sunday has to have a title now with Red Monday and the return on.
Oh God!
But they showed. Do you remember when they recorded your man at Ascot, the Chelsea fan, after?
Oh yeah,
Jose Mourinho.
Oh, that guy's
a special one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I knew the full lyrics. It's special. Oh, I got his whole family singing. Oh, it's magical.
Oh yeah. The whole. Oh God.
You are the special one.
That is unbelievable.
Another amazing thing though about Mourinho, like he's really this team is
so what has
struggling
to happen?
badly.
He dropped Rooney, which was a huge.
Apparently, he's told Rooney he can go. Mourinho.
No, yeah. So he's told him he's free to leave. Is this true?
If he wants more first team football.
The rag reported that, so I don't know, but
I wouldn't.
But do you think the way how Mourinho tends to do this? Like he's his first season back at Chelsea, he kind of made Mata the scapegoat.
Sure.
And
Mata should be playing,
even though Mata had been, but but I think he tried to make the same thing out of Rooney, but then when he let Rooney out of the side, the results didn't get any better.
Mm-hmm.
So I just honestly think it's I don't know what he's got to do. They're playing very badly, and Pogba, like we mentioned last week, as I said, it's tougher for a midfielder who costs that much, but it's a thing where Carrick looks more impressive because he's not playing.
Well. You need some leaders in that team. There's no leaders, and there's no seem to be guy who just goes when you're relying on Rooney. is not going to play now. Mike Smalling is your captain.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a good defender.
Well,
and he's going to be your captain.
He definitely improved over the last
He's
few
not great,
years.
John.
I'm not
He's
saying
really-
he's
he's not-
I'm not saying he's great, but he's definitely
He's
improved.
not at the quality to win a league playing centre
Yeah.
half every week. Like, I thought Man United this year would be really good going forward. But because it's so weird for Mourinho, usually he starts in the back.
Yeah.
But he's so good going forward. Like, then there's the Mkhitaryan. Mick isn't even on the team. Memphis is still hanging around there. Carrick is frozen out. Mata's in and out.
Schneiderlin.
Schneidlin, another one.
Schweinsteiger.
Like, these players like Schweinsteiger, Carrick,
Schweinsteiger's
Sure,
not even in the team photo.
they're not that bad, though. They won't disimprove things. And Moyes had more points at this stage. And Van Gaal last season than Mourinho right now. Moyes had more points than Mourinho. And Mourinho's not getting anything said to him because it was Moyes.
Mourinho's been kind of lucky, though, because other big teams are sort of dropping points. Like, he's still only 6 points off the...
Chelsea
Yeah,
are only
which
2
is
points
incredible.
off the top.
Yeah.
It's
Chelsea,
unbelievable.
well, Chelsea have only big defeats.
So there's 3 teams on 20 and 2 teams on 19, right?
Yeah.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It's very exciting. All right, let's move on to teaser because it's Mourinho focused as well. So, in the last 40 games, okay, Mourinho has the exact same number reversed as Arsene Wenger does, which is fascinating. The exact same number reversed. So for the amount of wins, draws, and losses Wenger has, Mourinho has the same numbers but in reverse order. So my question to you as this teaser is, how many of the last 40 games as a manager has Jose Mourinho lost?
Lost.
Yes.
So this is the same amount that Wenger's won
In the last 40. Very true.
in the last 40.
Funnily enough.
I'd say 23.
John.
The last 40.
Yes, into the microphone, sweetheart.
Sorry.
Well, every week he has to say this.
27.
Bang on the money.
No way, really?
27. Yeah. So
That's what happens when you don't talk into the mic.
there you go. So it's 27 losses, 5 draws, 8 wins, and Wenger is 27 wins, 5 draws, 8 losses.
27 defeats.
27 defeats in his last 40 managerial games.
That is
Moyes has a better record than that, I'd say.
It's unbelievable. It is. I could not believe it.
That's alarming, isn't it?
So when we said maybe this Chelsea thing was the manager, not the players. Like, seriously, maybe.
The only reason I said that is he won the league title 6 months before with them.
Okay, and we both. It's kind of hard to just jump to that conclusion, but we're getting more and more evidence now to back that up.
It's that's freak.
Okay.
What lads? What do you think? Right, if Man United is still in this form in January, he's not going to be sacked.
I was trying not to go there this week, but it had to happen.
We were calling for Pep to be sacked,
say they're 10th in the league. Say they're 8th or 9th or 10th
Sure.
in the league, and say the 4 right now of the 2 London clubs, the 3 London clubs and Liverpool are going to pull away, which could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that leave United? I think they might go again in January.
Who
And
would
they're
go,
turning
though?
they're turning into a farce by doing that, by the way.
When you say go again, you mean
By players.
By someone big again.
player? Oh yeah. You don't think that's going to happen anyway?
I think it will anyway.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
Who would go, though?
Who'd go to United?
You see how big
It's
Champions
their
League is
wage
important.
bracket, mate. Yeah.
I know it's a massive wage bracket, but
You know.
they got
There was-
Pogba. Like, it's Ibra's last club, and he wanted to play in the Premier League, and it was under Mourinho.
I know he didn't, but all right.
It sort of made sense.
He wanted to go to AC Milan, but that's all right.
Did he want to go back to
Yes, he did. He inquired to go back to AC Milan.
Zlatan was happy to go back there.
He
Yeah.
wanted to go. He wanted to go back. They couldn't afford him.
Oh. Well, I suppose,
They
like,
got rid of Mario and.
but like, you might get those sort of players, you know what I mean? Like they might get those sort of players, like players at the end of their career who want a bit of money. I'm still not sure why Pogba. Totti, exactly. Totti could be. They might get Ronaldo back. I don't know.
Replacing Rooney in the number 10 slot with
Go for
Totti.
Daryl Horgan maybe.
He's got old Daryl Horgan.
1 sec. Okay. Oh,
Exit out of it.
I did nothing.
You definitely did.
Okay. Well, anyway, that was a great intro. Claire has joined us too.
This is where I know Neil's lying about his age, because every time he gets technology, he's like, I did nothing. What button do I press?
Look at me sitting here with all the sound equipment, and you besmirch my name like that. I make your voice sound beautiful, John. You sound like a crow's arse.
No one's that talented.
Right.
Crows are.
Okay,
All
Claire.
the birds.
Claire.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
My bird. Oh, here we go.
Are we recording now?
But we absolutely are. Okay, so that spooky
I'm not
music.
your bird, thank you.
That spooky. I'm your bird. How about that? So the spooky music can only mean that after many years,
3.
3 years, you finally joined us to reveal the top 5 spookiest men in managerial positions in football history.
No, it's assistant managers.
Oh, so what?
It's assistant managers.
Oh, I thought that we don't have.
Botched it, Neil.
So we don't have Avram Grant.
Well, I put him in.
Avram
anyway.
Grant was an assistant manager.
He was assistant.
Okay, without me ruining any more of the list, Claire, please go ahead with your top 5.
Okay, so number 5 is the Irish assistant manager during the Jack Charlton years. I know his first name is Morris. I think it's Morris Setters.
Yes.
I think it's Morris.
We met him.
So me and Dan actually met him when we were children in a swimming pool in Mallorca, and he played some sort of ball with us, which now looking back is quite spooky.
An old man playing with children using his ball in a pool is quite spooky.
In Mallorca of all
In
places.
Mallorca. So
3 Irish people in the pool in Mallorca is Irish.
Besides the flagrant, unproven accusations made against the poor man, move on to number 4.
Also, do you know, interesting fact, you cannot find him on Google. If you type in Jack Charlton assistant manager, nothing comes up.
Well,
He's
the
the
courts
leader-
probably
he's the
organised something.
There, yeah. Okay, so number 4.
There you go,
Number
Irish.
4 is another Irish manager, assistant manager. I was thinking between Chris Evans or Marco.
The radio DJ.
I can't pronounce the second. Tardelli. But I went with Marco Tardelli because I saw a really mean picture of him. And I thought he had that kind of spooky Italian vibe.
Plus, Chris Evans is a great Captain America, so you wouldn't want to throw him in
Yeah.
Different Chris Evans.
We're on top gear.
Go ahead.
Different Chris Evans again. Okay, number 3 is Brian Kidd. Mostly because I got him confused. I thought he managed Middlesbrough for a while.
That's Brian Robson.
That's Brian Robson. So
How is Brian Kidd spooky? If anything, Brian Robson's spookier just due to his age.
yeah, but but he was an assistant manager, so I had to
He's
throw.
Okay.
I had to throw in Brian Kidd.
Wait, was he
instead.
not the assistant manager to Ireland? Oh, that was Bobby Robson.
That was Bobby Robson, who was half dead at the time.
He was. His left arm was already in rigor mortis when he took the job. Okay, so number 2.
Number 2, I was told to put in Avram Grant.
You don't start off by saying you were told to put him in.
Well, I was. He doesn't
looking at Avram Grant, would you not regret leaving him out?
yeah, I mean, he's got a big purple thing going around his eyes.
He looks like a Dracula tortoise.
He almost won the Champions League with Chelsea.
I think with Avram Grant, if anything, it's almost like having like a coffin opening and him coming out doing his press conference or something. He's that kind of guy.
He's the count.
And
He
can
also
I,
got Portsmouth relegated. I have no problems with Avram Grant.
Okay, and Claire, the big reveal.
and the big reveal, of course, I think we can all guess, is Terry McDermott, assistant manager to Newcastle, who haunted my dreams when I was collecting Premier League stickers.
Did he play with you and down in the pool?
He was not present in the pool. That was Bobby.
Can I please see a picture of Terry McDermott?
I haven't seen him.
Have you never seen Terry McDermott?
Did you not look through Dan and Claire's holiday photos?
No, thankfully. I
Terry
believe the courts took that as well. But tell me this.
Now, here we go. There's Terry McDermott, a beautiful mullety man.
He looks incredible, actually.
I love the way Daniel Sturridge is taking a free kick now.
Yeah, was Pellegrini not? What's that on? Oh, that's the mouse. I was like, what's that in his eye? Was Pellegrini never an assistant manager? Because he's the spookiest known to man.
Not to my not well, he might have been years ago.
Pellegrini's that like butler who opens the door that kind of scares you the first time. It's actually quite nice.
Yeah. Claire, thank you so much. I actually honestly believe, and you had a lot to live up to, but I really believe this was better than your snake section a few months ago. So Claire, until
Well,
another few
to be
years.
fair, her
worm.
involvement this time didn't almost break up the entire podcast, like the snake thing when.
Oh yeah, you all got in a Barney after I was on the
some
show.
people left. There was talk of us never coming back.
Really? Wait, was that the West Brom? Oh, okay. don't mention the war. Claire, thank you very much. If you'd like to give the hot seat back to Dan, and we'll have you back in the... Okay.
I was replaced and I'm back.
She wants to stay.
Sure, she can have my seat. I'll just take the mic back.
All right.
Well done, Claire. That was very good.
Spooky music to go in.
Okay, no. But thank you very much.
We'll put you as a thumbnail on the show.
Yes. A thumbnail in all our minds, and a passport photo on the top of the file held in the forecourt.
You're in here. Oh, he's made a mess of it.
Daddy Ings.
Charlie Austin would have scored, though.
Jesus, this guy. This guy. Sorry, we had to take a break there to set Claire up. She had a lot of things on her rider to appear on the show. But Liverpool have scored since. We should give the other League Cup results while we have them.
I'll have a quick look
As
here.
it stands right now.
Leeds are still 1-1.
Newcastle are beating Preston 4-0. Bristol are losing 2-0 to Hull. Spurs losing 2-0 to Liverpool. And Reading are losing 1-0 to Arsenal. John, your goal of the week.
There was very few goals to choose from this weekend.
Certainly.
So it was quite nice.
Certainly.
I'm going to go with your man, Locatelli's goal for AC Milan, because he beat Buffon, and last week he got a bit emotional just playing for AC Milan because it's like his boyhood club or whatever.
Is Locatelli there now, is he?
Aye.
Yeah,
And
and
from as a tree now he was before, wasn't
yeah, and also Buffon's
Woo!
Buffon's dad talking about I'm going to call him Donatello, but I know that's not his actual.
Donatello Buffon.
Donnarumma.
Yeah, Donatello as I call him. Saying that Buffon wasn't as good as him at his age.
Isn't Donnarumma the ultimate Pro Evo young player to buy
Yeah.
and just leave him a
he's been
goal
terrible
for
me
10 years?
Whenever I say him.
So Donnarumma said that Buffon wasn't as good as him at his age.
No, Buffon's father said that Donnarumma wasn't.
Ah.
Is better than Buffon was at his age.
Oh, okay, very
Sorry,
good.
I could have said that a lot better.
Dan, your goal of the week.
There was a few good hits this week, but I'm going to give it to Shaq's first goal.
Yeah, me too.
I think cutting in from the right, it was pretty unstoppable shot.
Yep.
And it's good. I like to see him do that because he's pretty good.
Your hero of the week, Dan.
It's not necessarily this week. We just forgot to mention it. It happened like 3 or 4 weeks ago, so I'm going to bring it up now. It was a Derby County mascot when he ate the man and then spat him out.
We did mention that.
No, I don't think we did.
No, we did.
Did we?
Yeah, I mentioned it.
Okay.
I wouldn't let a thing like that.
I was
slide.
watching that again today.
To be fair,
He
he
could-
stole that gag.
Yeah, was it an
He
American
stole that
football
gag
thing?
from American football.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was beyond funny.
What's his name? Choppin' Joe?
Oh yeah, Woodpecker Joe or something. Whatever his name is.
What's his name, John?
Oh, we can't keep going through this every week.
Timber Joe.
Timber Joe.
People already think we don't know anything. And
Portland
getting the
Timbers, isn't it?
mascot wrong every week.
Your hero of the week, John.
I'm using this as my hero of the villain because when I heard it, I literally think it's the funniest thing that's happened in football all year. We talked. It obviously starts off at the summer month. We talked last week about the Thailand king dying, and there being year of mourning. So within this year of mourning, they've cancelled the football league as it is and just finished it. Right? No point of finishing it. So as a result, 2 teams got relegated.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Stupid by Lucas or whoever was pulled them.
Anyway, 2 teams got relegated, and they still had 2 matches to stay up.
Right.
So just imagine the manager is like, right lads, we've 2 games to stay up. Hello? We've done what? And also there's still a final to play.
That's never going to be played.
No, they're doing it by a raffle. So they're just like, who has ticket number
This is your
11?
hero of the week.
Yeah. Well, I've 2 spoofers, so this is my way of doing it.
All right, Dan, your spoofer. So.
Janssen for his first ever goal. Let's have a look. Right, Spurs have a penalty here.
Tremendous radio.
If he misses, he could be my spoofer. There's a lot riding in this firm.
I think I give Lucas a spoofer for
He
the week.
scored. My spoofer is the Man United players at the end of the match.
Swapping jerseys and laughing.
Zlatan was laughing. He was
Quickly.
laughing and joking.
He's seen it all, mate. This is nothing to him. He's seen it all. He's been there.
Still, no, I don't like that sort of thing. I don't like Ryan Giggs, but he was fucking spot on when he was having a go with him. And speaking of crooked people not finishing seasons, there was one year, I think it was about 15 years ago, I think Santos were going to get relegated from the Brazil League, and then the Brazilian FA made a rule like a week before they were going to get relegated, and they said no one's getting relegated this year because they were going to lose like Santos or Corinthians or something big.
That's pretty sneaky.
That's pretty sneaky.
Your spoofer of the week? John.
Sorry, I'm just all over the place.
Lucas. John's
Lucas for doing
traumatized.
it.
Lucas for doing that.
Traumatized for that.
All right, thanks everybody for listening to the show. Before
not
we
doing
go, we're going to
fantasy?
do fantasy football very quickly. In last place, Tommy Normal. Then his brother flanking him from the rear, Rob Normal. Reg Harrison.
Is there 100 and something points between them?
Huh? There is
Tommy is like averaging about 6 points a week at this stage, I'd say.
Reg Harrison in 15th place, Becky in 14th, Shane Lahart in 13th, Dave Rogers in 12th, Darren Hillard in 11th, Ronan O'Reilly in 10th, James Byrne in 9th, Regis Cairn 8th. Dan has levelled off. Dan, you're still in 7th.
Yeah, but I've closed the gap on you guys.
Very good, very good. Kenny Murphy in 6th.
I can't help it if some players are making mistakes.
I don't know where I am, by the way.
You're second or third, I'd say now. If you're
What? No, Keeley has dropped to 5th.
I'm under what?
I'm under what? Get your hands off me. John Carroll in 4th.
I stayed where I was somehow.
I am ahead of John.
How many
by
points
a
you
mere
ahead of me?
8 points. How many points am I ahead of you?
That's as much, I'd say.
Where are you? I am 21 points ahead of you. Nothing, but still in 3rd, mate. Dave Nolte in 2nd, jumping up Dave Nolte, and Vincent in 1st.
Vincent.
My good man Vincent. So I'm really happy with that, lads. I'll never be higher than 3rd. Let the record show. Actually, wait, I'm only
Speaking
only 5 points behind Nolte. I could do this. lads.
Speaking of
doing
highest
less
positions, Leeds are got their highest position in 2.5 years. We're 10th. 10th in terms of their highest in 2 years.
Fair bloody play.
Look at that for fucking
If you'd like to
amazing
join this
management.
incredible league, if you think that 140 points is good enough to be 2nd place in the league at this stage in the season, 2074 32-497811 2074-323-497811 is the code. You can get us at ITK Soccer Show on Twitter, the ITK Soccer Show on YouTube, where all the shows are archived, and Facebook /the ITK Soccer Show. Spread the word to anybody you know who likes to listen to a free weekly football podcast. We love the idea of as many people hearing it as possible, and we'll be back around the same time next week.